Alright, this is the video that I was talking about earlier. I'm just hoping that I can get the response that I need, because this is something that needs to be heard. It's my side of the story. It's just something that needs to happen. A couple days ago, I made a status, and that's when I actually felt at my lowest point in my life. I was alone. I was panicking. I was freaking out. And I asked a couple of the ladies from the church to just pray for me if they could. And I think that's when God finally stopped me and took me to my knees. And He showed me what I needed to do, and I now understand why I am the way I am and who I am and why I'm here. And now I fully understand what it means to forgive. And this video, I'm going to read the status that I took 2 hours to make but didn't post because I felt that a video would get the point across better. I hope I don't offend anybody, and I hope that the people that I name in this video will forgive me, because I forgive everybody, but there is one person that I will ask to please just completely remove themselves from my life and don't ever talk to me again. Don't ask to be in my life. Don't ask to be part of my children's lives. I'm going to attempt to read the status. It's really long, so bear with me, and I'm really sorry ahead of time. So, this is it. Last night, I literally felt the emptiness. I felt what I can only describe as literal hell, so to speak. That rock bottom that everybody talks about. I'm not sure if anyone fully understands my life or my situation. I actually feel like a cat that's been backed into a corner, and I'm forced to make decisions that aren't fair to me, but I have to make them to keep them. But I have to make them, or people will be removed from my life or be taken away that I love dearly, and I don't want that to happen. How is that fair? Since when do all of you get to make the decisions for me? Yes, I messed up, and I get that. I know I messed up. I've given my all, and more, and I try and make it better. But it seems that the smallest decisions have catastrophic consequences, like my children being taken away and moved to another state. Since when is that fair for someone to think that it's okay to do something to that extent to a mother? When is it okay for me to feel like my one huge mistake is the only thing that caused this mess? From the time that I found out I was pregnant with Quillen, all I heard as a joke, let us raise Quillen and y'all can have another one to raise. I didn't think they meant that literally. And when I had a moment of weakness and thinking that I'd be able to have a mother to get my life back together, I come back to find that they aren't willing to give our child back to his parents because they aren't going to let us play house and end up emotionally harming Quillen. The only hurt I see coming to him is keeping him from us and his brother, because while I was in the WIC office returning a breast pump, Aaron started crying and Quillen ran to the closed door saying, "Bubba, Bubba," and was trying to open the door. As for my birth parents, quote unquote, the only one I would ever consider to be my parent is John. Dana, to put it bluntly, is not a mother. She was constantly running around man after man. She put her job on the line because she was taking medication from the hospital she worked at. She basically forced me into this life that I had when I was younger, and that is unforgivable. She's the reason John missed out on all my life. She was constantly dragging me around the state to her many men's homes, only for me to get abused sexually and physically. Dana Jennifer Bauckham is the problem. Please stop blaming the man who was trying to get me out of that. Now, John wasn't completely innocent. He made decisions that caused me harm, and he kept me in an abusive home with a woman who was young and emotionally hurt. I personally do not know her problems. He should have stepped up and stopped it then and there. He didn't. That caused me to slip out of a window one morning and walk a mile down the road before two women picked me up and took me to the local hospital for evaluation. That's when foster care stepped in. There's too much that happened between the time that this happened up until I finally made it to Mom and Dad's house and was adopted. I just want all of you to understand that I am simply a product of the environment I was in. I didn't get the help I needed while others thought I did. My mom and dad did everything they could to get me to a better place and make my life as great as they could make it. Yes, they did a wonderful job. Yes, I loved them to the end of time and back. The only thing they did wrong was try to control me a little too much. That's it. And saying that, that's why I lashed out and left home at 18 without telling anybody. That's why I decided to get married 7-ish months later to the only person I had ever loved like that. Because I felt that's what I needed to do. I acted swiftly and my life was like a train without brakes, speeding towards this unimaginable doom. Yes, I love Craig. No, that will never change. But what is true love? My time with Ben made me grow down, so to speak. I made bad choices. I hurt people. I now have a child that shouldn't be here because of said choices. I can't change that, nor would I, because he's my son and I will forever love him and his big brother. Ben will never happen again. Ben is just a person with his own mistakes and his own choices he has to deal with. To me, Ben is a grain of sand in an ocean. While I can't take back my choices and mistakes, I can continue to grow and make it better. This is me, raw and honest. This is my attempt to eat this and grow 50 feet tall in silence a chaotic room of bantering noise. This is me asking, begging, and pleading for my chance at life. This is my attempt to stop everyone from biting at each other's necks and spewing anger and hate when no one knows the full story. What you don't realize is this huge web of stories all has one thing in common, and that's me. I'm in the middle of all of this screaming, and no one is listening. Last night was the night that I thought I'd completely lose it. Last night was my meltdown, my own personal hell. Now all I'm asking is to let me fix me, not for my marriage, but for my children. They need a strong mother, not one who is forced to work it out with her husband because we had to work it out for them. I'm not saying I want to leave Craig. I'm not saying I want to stay either. I'm just asking for everyone to please just step back and let me see my children. Let me pick up the pieces of me that have been torn off and let me fix myself for them. This is the only way I know how to get all my feelings out there completely. Without interruption, without any pointing fingers. This is the only way I can't, because I can't get all of you into a big room and sit down and let me talk until I'm done with what I have to say, because some of you can't get along enough for me to grant me that one thing, and that's not fair. Please, God knows my story. He sees everything. Please just understand that I love all of you. I shouldn't be forced to throw away someone because of one pathetic person's choices when she couldn't choose between her children, men, or drugs. She's the dye in the water, but God is the cleansing solution. So please stop the hate and don't make me choose. I have my mom and dad. I also have my John and that family, but I will never have a Dana. I will never have a Ben. But I will always have my boys and my families and my mom and dad, my brothers, my sisters, and my husband, and my 2 children who will always love me to the end of the universe and back. Please stop making me have to choose. I wrote that the other night. It took me quite a while. I kept erasing stuff, I kept editing, and I kept hoping that it didn't offend anybody. It took a lot of tears, it took a lot of pain, but I feel that that's the truth. That's what I needed to say. Now, the other night, when I said I was dealing with my own personal hell, and it was literal, I actually mean that. I feel like God took me down to my knees in my living room floor that night after my mother-in-law came and picked up Aaron. I saw things, and I heard things that I never want to see or hear again. And it scared me. I heard screaming. I saw shadows, and I heard whispering and screeching. I smelled sulfur, and I saw fire and smoke, and I felt the pain of being burned alive. And all I could do was lay on the floor, screaming and crying for God to please just tell me what I needed to do. And it was in that moment right there that I heard a voice, or many voices. I can't tell you a gender. I can't tell you if it was 1 or 1,000. But I heard, let go and let me. And I never truly understood what it meant to actually let go and let God until that night. So I'm please just asking everybody to please just forgive everything that I've done. Samantha, I do care about you, and I do care about Ben and Sophia. I'm sorry for everything that I put you guys through. And I'm hoping that you can forgive me. I've forgiven you for everything that you've said and everything that you've done. Especially Ben. Just take care of Sophia. Take care of yourselves. Just don't worry about Aaron. I've got him. Me and Craig will raise him, and he will be a good person. Also, Samantha, just know that it's not your fault, okay? Just let go of the pain and the hurt. Let go of everything. Ben, please step up and take care of them. Dana, all I have to say to you is please just remove yourself from my life. I added you to my friends list so that you could see this, and that's all that I want you to see. I don't want you to claim me as your daughter because I'm not. My mother is Angela Keith, and she always will be. John, I love you. I love you so much, and I'm gonna let you be in my life. I'm allowing you that because you deserve that much. Because you're trying. And you've made that clear. Just know that my mom and dad love me so much, and they raised me. I know you gave up your rights in court that day. And I know you did that willingly. And I forgive you. I'm just asking Mom and Dad to please just understand my decision for this, and don't hate me because of it. I just want everybody to just love each other, and I want to be able to go to my vow renewal ceremony with Craig. And I want John on one arm, and I want my dad on the other, walking me down to my husband so that we can renew our vows in the presence of our family and God. I just want peace. That's all I want. That's all I've ever wanted. And this is the only way I know how to get it. And it's up to you guys now. I will do my part. I'm sorry this video is so long. I just hope that you understand. I want you guys to know that I love you. I love my boys. I love everybody. Just understand, please. And if you made it to the end of this video, I'm sorry it's so long. Just thank you for taking the time out of your day to watch it. And I want everybody to understand that God is there, God loves you, and you just need to let go and let God.